You guys know that I started Love and Marriage DC as a friend of the show, and then was moved to main cast for season 2. We're now in season 3, which we will be wrapping that up here pretty soon. Episode 10 airs Saturday. And then episode 11 airs the following week. And then we're on a hiatus until our 3-part reunion, which I believe airs April 27th. And then the first 2 weeks in May. So our final reunion part airs May 11th. And when I tell y'all, I cannot wait until it is over and finished and done. And a lot of you have noticed that because there was a false accusation against me, my comments went bananas, just craziness. So I shut it down. And I quit entertaining it. One thing I don't have to worry about doing is lying. Now people lying to cover their behinds, that ain't got nothing to do with me. What I can say for sure is that God knows all and he sees all. And let me tell you, when people lie, God have mercy on them. That's all I can say is God have mercy on them. The Bible says to pray for those who are malicious against you, to bless your enemies. That's all I can do. That's between them and the Lord. I know I told the truth and I sleep good at night and I ain't thought twice about it since. All that to say, for me, it's been such a liberating thing just to be done with it all, because what I've noticed is that reality TV is a machine. It's a machine that requires the activity and the actions of its cast to really work. And the minute you exit that machine, the machine loses steam. And so I would say the highest activity we had as a cast is when some people from my cast tried to engage me and I was engaging back. And once the false accusation started and there was like this huge problematic YouTube coup that was done, once, I sought legal advice and they were like, stop responding to it. Don't give it any energy. Once that happened, all the energy from it left. All of the steam from it left. When I tell you from that point forward, our numbers have decreased so bad. I think our numbers were like 152,000. That's our ratings from last Saturday. I think they're like 152,000, which is egregious, by the way. But a lot of that comes from, at least I can speak for me. I refuse to tweet about and be active during the episode. I refuse to tweet about it. Get somebody else to do it because I know that my activity helps give steam. And if people were so powerful and could carry things on their own, then the numbers would not drop. But if you notice, the numbers drop. So I just stopped participating. Fine. Y'all can have it. You think you can carry it? Feel free. Let's see what those numbers do when you remove the steam from it. That's been such a liberating feeling. I give my comments here and there and I get off. Hey, baby. That's my youngest son. It's my youngest son. I don't even give it steam. It's allowed for me to focus on other things and give necessary things my attention. Y'all, when I say God has showed up and showed out in such an incredible way, I cannot wait for this season to be done so I can wash my hands of this, so I can put my attention in the places where real things can happen. Oh, you're welcome, Crooked Smile, but I'm telling you, y'all do not get distracted. I promise you, I was so involved and trying to go back and forth. And I'm like, why would I defend when I told the truth? Why would I defend? I know that I have never once came for anyone's marriage. Yes, I said some things that I know to be true. Fine. Okay, y'all don't like that I said it, but let's be very clear. What I don't like is that everyone can say whatever they want about me and my family and my past. And, oh, no, it's fine because you mentioned it. That's why we can talk about it too. Listen, that don't make it right. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't excuse it. I think some people think in their ego that they have done what's right and they're so wrong. It's not even funny. And I've let people continue to post and talk, and it doesn't do anything but help me and help our case. And it's cool. You just keep going, but y'all, it hasn't stopped anything. I promise you, it has not stopped anything. It has helped me focus and open my eyes to the opportunities that God already had in front of me. You said I have to ask, a lot of the show be editing because it seemed like, yeah, so that's a great question. What is it? New York Renee, I'm assuming. That's an excellent question. It is definitely editing. And I think for me, that's been like the one shock that has come out of this season for me, because I wasn't anti-Joi. That's the one editing shock for me. And that's the way it is appearing. I'm still not anti-Joi. I don't like all the things that Joi has done, and I'm entitled to say that. Let's cut the BS. There's nobody on this cast that's better than anyone. There's nobody on this cast that has the right to an opinion over anyone else. I have the right to an opinion like anyone else. I am paid the same as everyone else on this cast. There's no one on this cast that's paid more. I promise you that. That I know for sure. Like, and if they pay more, it's only $500 more. So we're all paid in the same range, y'all. There's no one on the show that has a greater opinion than me. I don't know why that is the perception. So I think for me, that's been the weirdest edit for me, to make it seem like I was more Team Silva than I was Team Joi. In fact, I was not talking to Ashley as much around the time they were having all of their shenanigans, which is why I rode the middle of neutrality, because I didn't know Joi. Y'all have to understand, I don't know Joi. Let's start there. So I don't have loyalty to her, and I don't have loyalty to Ashley, which is why I can say both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all have some wrongness. Now, let me just tell you, Ashley had wrongness in her exchange with Joi, but I'm going to be honest. Joi had wrong in her exchange with Black. Y'all, I'm Team Black. That's the truth. And I did not like that he didn't give an opportunity. Y'all want to sit there and act like people come on reality TV and sign up to have their name bashed and reputation ruined. What? And then you got straight idiots losing their cool when people come for them. But it's not okay when you do. Y'all, I'm Team Black. That man is allowed to grow. He is allowed to evolve. He is allowed to change like any other human being. And the fact that we want to hold him to something that none of us are privy to, because none of us were there 10 years ago. I don't even understand why it was a storyline this season. I thought it was bogus. Talk about somebody being fake and having a fake storyline. I don't believe that was a real storyline that should have been followed, because none of us could adequately defend or argue. The only one who know the truth of what went down 10 years ago is Black and Joi. Period. Sherelle can't speak to it. She wasn't deep dived into mumbo sauce and Black's interactions with Joi and Joi's interactions with Black. So why are we talking about it? That just, none of this never made sense to me. I tell y'all, sometimes I feel like I could be a producer. Why was that on the storyboard? Silly. So I don't like that edit that I was against Team Joi. I'd have no reason to be against her. I'd have no reason to be for Ashley, and I'd have no reason to be against Joi. That's the honest truth. And Ashley would tell you that. We were not tight then. So I would have had no reason to defend her. My only defense was in Black, which is why me and Yusha went left. Because I'm like, nigga, Niagara. You sitting here telling us that you know for a fact that Black wasn't cheating on his girlfriend. That's the part they cut out, and I don't like that either. You sit here telling us that Black didn't cheat on his girlfriend, and why you sit here acting all, that was so weird to me. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So I was not anti-Joi. That's strange. Mocha Minutes, I love you too. You said just coming in, but I want to know, are you leaving the show after the season or will you be coming back? I'm done with Love and Marriage, DC. That is the truth. I don't know why people think I'm playing about that. They too toxic. This is a toxic work environment, y'all. Did Terry know what was going on before Joi Clifton arrived? I believe that Arena gave her a heads up, because Arena and Jamie were the ones who brought Terry in. So people I saw some of I don't even hardly watch the comments no more, but I think somebody tagged me saying that I was wrong for bringing Terry in to attack Joi. First of all, Jamie and Arena brought in Terry. Terry had to be filled in either by Arena and Jamie or by production. So if there was any knowledge of anything to be given to Terry, it would have been given by those people, nobody else. I didn't know that Terry was coming until that day. And if I'm not mistaken, I found out a couple hours before, and I was against it because y'all know I don't do no witchcraft. Y'all, I don't do no witchcraft, okay? In my book, Terry teeters on the witchcraft, okay? I don't need no intuitives. I wasn't with it season 1. I'm not going to be with it this season. I'm not with it, y'all. I don't do no witchcraft. So I was pissed. And they didn't even show. I sat there with my hands folded the entire time. I don't want to hear what no Terry got to say. Plead the blood of Jesus. Get thee behind me, Satan. I don't know what spirits and stuff you's tapping into. That's my truth. And y'all might say that I'm too churchy. It is what it is. It is what it is. Child, nobody bring no Terry. So, am I leaving Love and Marriage DC? That is fact. What else? Did Terry know any information? Child, yes. I don't know what else y'all can feel free to continue asking questions. Autumn Joy, hey boo. It's a great question. What's next for me? Movies, more TV stuff, all the above. Mark is going to kill me because Mark is my is my acting coach. I need to see him because I've been traveling. But the goal is to continue honing my craft, taking more acting classes. Several producers have reached out to me for roles. You guys know that I was in Hush. I'm trying to think if I have any projects coming out. I want to say there's one more coming out. I'll keep y'all posted because a lot of times when you do these, you sign an NDA. I have another project in the works. So yes, all the above. I am working really, really hard on so many things outside of this show, y'all. That honestly, this show is a distraction for me if I continue. And not only is the show a distraction, it's so toxic at this point. It's just not enjoyable anymore. I think, unfortunately, we have a lot of amateurs on our cast. And because of that mindset, because we have people that don't really understand reality TV, it creates a toxic work environment because people don't know when enough is enough and when they've gone too far. And I do think there is, a lot of mental health challenges on our cast that people haven't dealt with yet that lend to a very toxic work environment. There are things that I plan to address in the coming future. When it comes to that, yes, it definitely was a stepping stone, but it's time for me to move on. And it's not because I'm grateful for my time, y'all. Even it hasn't been all positive. It hasn't been all happy, but it hasn't been all bad. I've made some great friends. I am friends with some of the people on production. In fact, I tell this story and I don't think people realize. So weirdly, before I got casted for Love and Marriage DC, I taught, I was one of the speakers at a pretty big virtual author workshop. Okay. I was one of the presenters. And so when we did like the speaker meet and greet, the director for Own Unscripted Television was also one of the speakers for this particular event. She's very good friends with someone I used to be very close with. And so I met her speaker to speaker, talked about her journey on Own, what she was doing now, because apparently she had been in this particular position, I think, for 5 to 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we just talked and got to know each other. Super cool African-American lady. Fast forward a month later, I get casted in Love and Marriage DC. This lady essentially is would be Carlos's boss at Own, okay? And I have her information. If I needed to get in contact with her, I could contact her probably swiftly, okay? Swiftly. But it's just crazy how God works, that was essentially what happened. And I had no idea that a month later I would be on Love and Marriage DC. All that to say, it served its purpose and I'm grateful for it. A lot of y'all would not know who I was if it wasn't for Love and Marriage DC. But let me just say, I don't despise small beginnings. It was an intro to the best that God has for me next. You said, I agree, the show is very toxic. It's just not healthy for the individual. Glad you're moving on and making great moves. God bless you. You have a fan of me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate when I say y'all, despite some of the toxicity, y'all have still rode for winter. I don't respond to a lot of the stuff. Twitter is I enjoy Twitter, but Twitter can be a very dark place. But overall, I have still maintained a lot of the fan base that I've had from season 1. And for some of the people who have jumped ship because they think I have this imaginary beef with Joi, I always say to them, like, honey, go ahead, stay over there. I don't want them type of fans anyway, because that's wishy-washy. And you should know better. If I'm sitting here telling you I don't have beef with this lady, y'all can't make me have beef with somebody I don't have beef with. Y'all want me to make up an issue, and I ain't got one. So all I can say is they all have fault. And y'all should know in reality TV that everybody is the villain at some point. Ain't nobody 100% innocent. We stay seeing some of the people on my cast start messy questions. It's reality TV, y'all. It is. And things are made to be a certain way. And it's unfortunate. I just need, if y'all gonna watch reality TV, though, for some of y'all, please be intelligent when you watch and understand that it is edited footage and everything that you are shown is not always face value, that there's context that y'all are missing because it's 3 minutes of hours of footage that's edited and y'all ain't always getting the tea of what's really happening. This is why Ashley and I started doing the recaps. I told her, I said, I cannot do I don't care enough about these people to recap this show anymore. I am leaving and I want to start focusing on what's next for me versus giving energy to what's going to be behind me. It just became not fun. And we were just giving context because this show is, at this point, the footage is 13, 14 months old. It's so old. Y'all not about to sit here and hold me to something that's 13, 14 months old. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't. Thank you so much, Sean. You've been great. But yeah, it's just old. So when you see that, it's like, oh no. God has my back. He's always had my back. He's covered and carried me even through this experience. You said, what will be the temperature of the Mother's Day live show? I don't know, Chrissy. You tell me if you plan on going. And that's all I'll say about that for now. Yeah, it was weird, Autumn Joy, but I'm gonna be honest, that wasn't a production issue. That was a network decision. And I think people should give more credit to when a network makes a decision to hold footage. Okay? That means that your show is not a priority. So listen to me. Networks are very big on ratings. Ratings and what the fans want. People made such a big deal about Love and Marriage Huntsville not having a break because they thought at some point in between all of the episodes they were airing for Love and Marriage Huntsville, they could have slid our show in. Love and Marriage Huntsville is a ratings generator. A ratings generator. There's no way that they would shelve their ratings generator for a show that isn't generating ratings. I don't fault OWN for that. Makes sense to me. I'm a businesswoman. Makes sense to me. Don't make money, it don't make sense. Honey, your show don't make me money. So I think that was the bigger issue. Like, I don't think that was not I know for a fact that wasn't a production call. That was a network call. And let's be clear, Love and Marriage DC has not gone back to filming. We've not. There's been no discussion of the next season. There's been no talks of when we're going back to filming. And typically we are told about a next season at reunion. Not only was our reunion delayed, we weren't told at reunion that there was going to be another season. What's up, D? Huntsville has a better core. So this is my observation. This is strictly my observation. This is my observation with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville came in with a core of friends. Now we have seen those friendships disintegrate, but see, that's my issue with reality TV in general. It destroys, it doesn't build. Okay. But they had a core of friends who really knew each other, who really had businesses, who really had something going on, not pieced together like our cast was. Nobody on our cast was genuine friends. I don't care about these backstories that everybody want to give. Stop lying. Nobody knew anybody like that. This is why people are intentionally trying to connect the dots. Fans ain't fooled. Y'all know genuine friendships when y'all see them. Y'all know genuine friendships when nobody on our cast has been friends for years. Versus Love and Marriage Huntsville, they've all been friends for years. So when you see the breakdown of the friendship, it hits the fans differently because you realize, oh crap, like this is horrible. They're like it ain't the same with us. Child. It's a lot of made for TV on our cast. And I think a lot of that is because the main couple had difficulty finding couples in the area that wanted to do the show. And let's just be clear, if you have any amount of money and influence, you're not always as pressed to be on TV, especially when you're signing away the ability to create your own narrative. Nobody in their right mind really want to You said, why doesn't he recap on DC? Is that going to drive his ratings? It's chess, not checkers. You don't report on things that don't increase your numbers. This is why a certain castmate of mine hopped on the beef with me, because it helped drive numbers. And the bigger, antics you create over it, it drives numbers. Drama drives numbers. Why would I talk about a show that doesn't drive numbers? This is why you can't attack bloggers. That's all we got. If the bloggers ain't recapping, what we doing? Most of the bloggers I know that have substantial platforms do not review Love and Marriage DC. That is a huge departure from us season 1, where every major blogger reviewed, and a lot of that had to do with Monique being on our show because she was a former housewife, and they reviewed our show. Most major bloggers do not recap our show anymore. That is not by accident. And it's not because of Ashley like y'all want to make it out to be. It's not because of Joy and Clifton, because that's what y'all want to make it out to be as well. It could just be because this mix of people don't work. It could be that this mix of people is not made for TV. We got a whole bunch of that. Disjointed. Thank you, Mizzy. So something's wrong. I don't know what's going on with my comments. I think I gotta fix that before I get on live, but I got y'all next time so y'all can comment, because I do want to see y'all's comments. But you can submit questions. Apparently, I can see y'all's questions. So if you have a question for me or comment, feel free to submit it in the question bubble. Woo, child. Not I won't be watching since you're leaving. Oh, it's my truth. D, you digging. Not what's the next show we'll see you on. You digging. You digging. The best is yet to come. That's for sure. For me, I can say that. But yeah, I mean, y'all, I think we honestly were behind the 8 ball to begin with. If they continue with this show, God bless it. Do I think that it will creep up there with Love and Marriage Huntsville? Never. 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 We are not the same. I would not even dare. I would not even dare. Hi, Bokum. You said, are you interested in doing scripted TV? I am, and I'm working on that. Next show you will see me on to be announced. Will you be at the Mother's Day brunch? God will be with you at the Mother's Day brunch. Thank you so much, me, myself, and God. I appreciate that. Y'all, let me hush. It has to be like worth my time. My time is important and it's precious. My thing is, it's toxic. I cannot imagine that the day after Mother's Day is going to be a joyous occasion. I don't care what's being said. It is literally the day after our final reunion airs. It is no secret that our reunion is absolutely atrocious in the worst kind of way. It is probably one of the worst reunions I've taped, and my reunion season 1 was horrible. Thankfully, I had one segment. The rest of that, I'm sitting there like, what is really happening? It was a crazy reunion. I've been told that our reunion was the worst. It is bad. So you want us to come sit amongst each other the night or the day after the third part of a toxic reunion on Mother's Day, of all days. On Mother's Day, I have 4 children that I would like to spend my time with. I don't really want to be yelling and screaming over stuff I don't care about and people I don't care about and people that I'm not moving forward with in any capacity. It's on Mother's Day. It's on Mother's Day. I like my children. Everybody doesn't like their kids, but I like my kids. My kids are amazing. I like them. And I want to spend time with them. I don't want to be fussing and fighting over foolishness. Y'all, this stuff is so foolish. We look ignorant. It's why I don't participate in the back and forth anymore. It's why I don't give it any energy whatsoever. I'll make a comment here or there on Twitter and I'll get off. I don't post about it on IG. Y'all, it's foolishness. I'm better than the toxicity. I've always been better than it, to be honest. I tried my hand at it. I saw what I needed to see. Your girl is out. I'm much better and can put out much better. I don't know what happened to my connection. I'm I think we as Black people have to get better about what we deem as entertainment. I think we have to get better at what we support as entertainment, and our palettes have to be better, and we have to demand better. We have to want networks to create content that has more substance than fighting and bickering and name calling. And, you know, I saw someone on my cast, all of a sudden, you know, you're saying bees and bees and hoes now. I've never heard this come out of this person's mouth, and that's how we're talking to each other now. Like, that's crazy.